Wie soll ich so? Moin und mach weiter mit der Investigation, wo ich mir ein bisschen Gedanken wollte machen. Um ganz ehrlich zu sein, ich weiß mir nicht, wie den Fall durchzugehen. Einfach, du hast die ein oder andere Clues, mir viel mal so sich Gedanken zu machen. Das ist einfach eine Sache von der Unmöglichkeit, mich zu gehen. Robo Justice hat hier von mir ein Forward, also steht den hier an, stellt sich halt noch raus, dass halt wirklich Hero ist. Aber kann nicht sein, dass ihn einfach sagt, oh, das ist Hero. Also, ein bisschen Double Murder. Steht nur ganz casual da. Und dann stellen wir mal zurück, gucken mal, ob noch irgendwas vorher weiterkommen. Ja, aber dann schaut mal einfach mit Robo Justice, auch bekannt als Yasuhiro Hagakure. Keine Ahnung, ich komme gut mit noch. Hiro?
Oh, hey,
Yeah, where else would I be? That's a good question. Oh, what? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? What the fuck? Well, Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one that found him. Dann so mal.
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean!
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace. There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
It's nothing.
Never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
Oh, well, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened, then I woke up and then I was here. I don't care, there's something about the costume, it pains me just to look at you. Pains me. Well, I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
Got it all wrong!
I didn't make the stupid frigging thing.
It seems...
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from keeping it off. It looks pretty sturdy, I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice, let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. Took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Ooh, free at last. Isn't it kinda weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
Honestly.
Don't bother trying to act innocent, the blueprints were in your room as well.
Is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true, I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious the one who put the costume on and went around attacking everyone was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea, we wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
What?
To tie me up? Hold on guys, I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
Maybe a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean, attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided, you killed him.
Please.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running
What are
around.
you saying?
You are the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costume detective?
Heck!
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Tina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See?
See, look. Oh.
See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Ah.
Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see, it's cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good, the arms are too long, there's no way I can wear
Just
this.
a second.
See, I told you it was impossible. You're absolutely right, it seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly. Then there's another costume, they must have one that looks the same but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
What the heck?
Evidence? You claim there's another suit, yes, then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hero's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing
That's
anyway.
terrible.
Or just how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? It's looking more and more like it really was a setup. Tsukaras. I certainly did not expect Hiro and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. Where has Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea. Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. What else would explain her questionable behavior? But you are quite protective of her, yes? That's because she's helped me out so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust. She looks like she's losing thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I'd better leave her alone.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed, Taka and Hifumi. What? 2 people?
The worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not. Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi are fighting over alter ego, right?
I'm at least 30%
Which means alter
right.
ego and or Shiro must have done it.
correct.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
Unfortunate? Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so
I know
then.
that note. Note? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 AM. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The reed killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse office did have chemicals that could do that. Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that flows in front of you. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? Yeah, they preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy
Don't
it.
be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure, I have it right in my pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure. Please, you gotta believe me. It wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, you give us a reason. What the heck, for serious? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, Hiro. No, it's like I said.
The worst.
Was it really to get the money when Akuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
Hey!
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right?
What?
Ah, you're right. I need to look for the second suit and that note. Feet, don't fail me now. I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko or Genocide check to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on their hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto,
Makoto, do you have a second? I want you to help me with the
it
investigation.
would seem...
Looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you
Why
disappeared?
that?
No. You reject me so simply.
Anyway,
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
Shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
Anyway,
We have to hurry before the class fair begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Okay, gehen wir wieder. Ich weiß nicht, was du nachts zu gucken geht am Sprung. Aber das so speak for floor. Bam. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the
I
bodies.
knew it.
The Monokuma fellow was right, they were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth, she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Well, we're gonna Fahrzeug sein. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where it was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third and all the way without anyone noticing it. Just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glass clean? But who would do that and why? Aber das hat das selbe Strang.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You
Hey.
did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did? You're so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
So then,
Take a look. It's broken, you can see the hands aren't moving, right? Most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was just broken sometime just after
right.
6. Plus now Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
in other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 PM. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Broken wrist,
However-
okay. And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
because
Rigor mortis is already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Rigor mortis von sie so ganz steif gemeinlich. Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grabbed Taka's cold hand. The ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. With some effort I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. Piece of paper?
hey,
Was it all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper, doesn't seem like much of a clue, does
is
it?
that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's
So
body.
then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now, perhaps he's left us a few clues on his own. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to from nurse officer. Okay. Nee, das ist von der Zahlwisch halt. So, dann muss man Kyoko schwarz nicht mit him. So, did you find
Indeed.
anything? I did, more than I expected to be honest. Look at this. A wet of was für Lover-Text im Schnitt gesehen haben. Lol. A wet of
That's
paper,
right.
Hifumi had it on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
Ah, hat er da gesagt. He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he had hidden it on purpose, see? In his pants? Wait, so
why
you...
is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that
Hey.
means. Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, it better be important here for me, I'll never forgive you for this. A note? I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's be in the equipment room at 6 AM.
So,
That sounds very familiar. That's it, it's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
however,
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note on my door, and here is what it said. Found a hole maybe you can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 AM. The time is different. Hiro told us that this note said to meet at 1 AM. But the notes they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 AM.
is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
So,
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully. What would you have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
so then,
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? How would something important like that become a mere strip of paper? That's what you need to answer.
hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you another thing. The two victims this time definitely had the e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand, but if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. I would think trial schon un. Oh man.
Are you excited? Are you pumped like the bright burst of... And so, everyone, please make your way to the...
Oh nee.
It would seem.
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we'd better get going. Okay. Ah nee, als ob ein Trial schon auffängt. Schon halbwegs kann man wirklich keinen Gedanken machen einfach. Mein Körper ist einfach am Arsch. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello. He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication, just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator
Boy,
already?
tough
You're
crowd.
not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey,
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
Heck!
I told you already, I didn't do it, for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the notes? Well, no, but... How unfortunate, then it would seem we have a culprit. Ugh.
Hey,
This is the place to talk about it. Save your accusation for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right, let's get down there first, then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right, I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. Then let's go. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. More cooker. Clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Till we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school's life is slowly reaching its
Just
climax.
the worst.
Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't trust me, of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Oh no. That's one of my skills high. Piece of time left for each phase, effective during. Was gerüstet. Melodious voice, handiwork. Ja, ich brauch mehr Skills. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich die kriege. Muss ich dann einfach mehr Zeit mit denen verbringen. Open E-Handbook. Schon halt nur die 3 Skills willst machen. Okay, fangen wir an. Royal. All rights.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, if you can figure out, then I'll punish everyone beast now then.
We already know who did it.
Was that?
Also Lust geben Stimme
It
Valo.
was Hero. He does
Könnte
not have an alibi
nicht mehr
for
im
when the
gleichen
murders
Dialog.
took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hero, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hero really the killer, or before anything else we have to make that clear? Ich hoffe, bei wirklich mehr durch. Oh Mom. Make your arguments. There's a Hero's message. Ich guck mal nachher sehr un. Also Hero's message war einfach. This is a note that already having done on me, then done as it says temporary we might need a clear. Nee, ist der Vollidiot. So wohl schon.
The culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hero's handwriting is... Ah, okay, ich verstehe. Okay, da lassen wir ganz
Everything we
sicher
found
durch.
in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why?
No! Just hold on a second!
Ja, das ist nicht ein
Everything we
okay,
found
das ist.
in your room.
Also ja, dann zähl mal doch.
The blueprints, the
Nicht da.
No, that's wrong!
Oh, that's boom. Weil ja, Blueprints sind halt anders. Ich glaube, das hat mir nicht nur
Are we
aufgefallen.
sure
Als
Hero really
Mir schon
made
noch nicht
those
genau geguckt.
blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passed it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, one that must have been in the suits. Hä? Jemand der fragt, wieso... Hä, Junge, also... Ich habe ja gerade gesagt, dass das nicht Hiro war. Wie soll ich da wissen, wen am Suit war? Also klar, Hina war auch am Suit, aber... Bei mir, da kann ich mal so bewegen an meine way can walk around with the thing. You saw me try it on for yourself, Makoto.
Shoot!
Ma, das was keinen Sinn ergibt. An Illuminati ist mega bescheuert. Ich habe ja gerade gesagt, dass das nicht Hiro ist. Was ist das?
I got it!
Ma, der Tisch, da muss ich
Other
einfach
than
Hiro
Hiro,
gewählen.
I can't think of anyone else it could have
Warum
been.
versucht er nicht zu dumm? Launch in Herz voll, wenn es im
Obviously, he was
Bullshit.
the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been... Mal the kleine Mädchen. Mal the repository item.
I got it!
Man, das ist mein Herzloch im Dreck. There's still one more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been for that on the blue top.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitudes?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Oh, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change their minds. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Yeah, so one more. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. At the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo marker you'll see your ammo count. Up until now there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, just locking on and pressing the X item won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked you are. However, you can reload by pressing the Y button. Just like clicking on, you'll have to press the Y button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the Y button now has a function along with the A button and X button. What? Ah. Hold my reload at the start of fever time, your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if you actually forget to set to gently, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst! You miserable wretch!
Assault on the Titan.
I cannot agree! You are a fool. Do your worst! You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst!
Du vergisst das Schwing. Patrone oder Schnolo Mist.
I cannot agree. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
What?
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then... what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it will be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? So, lass mich mal überraschen, ne? Make your argument, Robo Justice costume.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Ah, links ist okay. Ich will mal kurz dann Bullet gucken. Robo Justice Blueprints costume. No one but his hero could have. Additionally, anyone wearing would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. You know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. Okay, well,
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Yeah.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Wow, das klingt ein bisschen... Also ich wollte nur nicht alles lauschen lassen, weil das wo man direkt ein bisschen zu sass ging, ne? Du kannst dich nicht
You're
benden,
absolutely
oder?
right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here, can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it was me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because once it's on, you can never. Okay, that shouldn't. You can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Or would you make something that you can take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid frigging thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping it from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice, that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Well, what was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. So, und wir fahren raus, was du mal da optisch wird. Mehr bericht am nächsten Part. Heißt, boah, Zeit lebt, du heißt, warte, ich kann ja halt Zeit nehmen. Voilà. Heißt, wenn man die nächste weiter hat, aber am Trial. Ah, naja, da machst du dann viel gucken und ciao.